MC announces the players and the umpires to the arena and the crowd. It's the first men's singles semi-final being contested between Ma Long and XU Xin, two world-class Chinese players. Ma Long with the red tracksuit top on, going back to his corner, no coach. As ever, both players looking after themselves. So it's Ma Long there, world number 1 in red. 23 years old. 12 times winner on the World Pro Tour circuit in 4 years. So a very compressed win ratio from this young man. A formidable force in world table tennis, powerful style. There's some of his wins in the World Championships and some of his achievements in the World Cup. He won 3 back-to-back Pro Tours at the end of 2011 in China, Austria and Sweden. And he's up against XU Xin, world number 5 in black t-shirt from China. He was 22 earlier this month and has won 3 times on the Pro Tour circuit. In 2011, he won in Qatar and Slovenia, and in 2010 in Kuwait. Some of his achievements there, the World Championships and Asian Games. These players have met 10 times over recent years in the ITTF records, and it's Ma Long, the world number 1 in red, who leads 7-3, including the last 3 times. So Ma Long has an advantage, psychologically, perhaps more than anything. He's won the last 3 encounters. The last time was in September 2011. They played twice in that month, once in the Asian Cup and one in the Austrian Open. Again, Ma Long winning that one. I had the pleasure recently here in Budapest of talking to Robert Forge, a local table tennis enthusiast and trainer, and he was telling me that he had the fortune of having a look at XU Xin's racket, and he was intrigued to find the blue sponge preference of XU Xin on that racket. You can just see it there, the blue sponge on the black side. And Robert was also telling me how sticky, how tacky the rubber was, so probably one of the reasons why XU Xin can generate so much spin in his play. An awesome serve, generates lots of spin, and of course follows up with his customary forehand attacking play, generates lots of spin. So thank you, Robert, for that inside information. I know you're in the crowd today, hope you're enjoying it. So Ma Long, world number 1 in red. XU Xin, world number 5 in black. XU Xin, of course, left-handed penhole player. And Ma Long, formidable attack. Although did well to get to this semi-final, he survived an encounter with Chen Qi, winning in 7 sets. XU Xin defeated the Olympic champion of 2008, Ma Lin, in his quarter-final. So on form, XU Xin looking good so far this week in Hungary. Ma Long perhaps not quite discovering the level that he achieved throughout 2011, where he was almost unstoppable. So Ma Long to serve, it's the first set. Solid start from Ma Long. XU Xin serve just drifting there. And whilst he has one of the best serves in the world, Ma Long, no doubt, knows it very well. Ma Long looking a little bit more settled and focused and rhythmic than he did in that epic 7-set match last night against Chen Qi. Oh, that's what we've come to know from Ma Long. Dominating over the table. Awesome forehand topspin. Can play it anywhere at high speed, high velocity. Fantastic physical ability and agility. Gives himself a 6-1 lead in this first set. Unusual error from XU Xin, but again Ma Long aggressive on the forehand. And again we see it. Could be from the backhand side, forehand side, against a short ball, a long ball, a push ball, a counter topspin. Ma Long's forehand will be there, and usually in force. 8-2 now. Another trait of the Ma Long game, the backhand flick over the table. Puts pressure immediately on the server. Just clips the edge. So 8 set points for the world number 1, Ma Long. So Ma Long secures the first set, 11 points to 3. Much more like the Ma Long I'd come to expect there, particularly at the end of last year, when in London in November he was the 2011 Pro Tour Grand Finals winner. Exceptional throughout last year, particularly towards the end, with 3 back-to-back Pro Tour wins as well. Ma Long, but again, as I was saying, just about survived his quarter-final match against his countryman Chen Qi, the world number 12. And the first set here looks a little bit more like himself. Can XU Xin come into this second set now? We know what he's made of. He's got the service advantage at the beginning of this second set. Ma Long just playing a slightly slower backhand there. Xu Xin positioned a little bit away from the table, not able to come in quick enough and accelerate through that forehand. 3-1 now, Ma Long. Good play from Xu Xin. That left-handed forehand from the backhand side, swinging in those big forehands. Great exchange from both players there. The net being clipped on a couple of occasions, but both players able to react and adjust to play it back onto the table, keep it in play. Xu Xin lifts that up from almost on the floor. Ma Long just mistimes his. 3-all. Crowd surprised at that miss. A few groans. Ma Long too, perhaps a little surprised. Oh, fantastic receive from Xu Xin. Wonderful pick-up on a serve that looked as if it was just drifting. Oh, but to play that parallel down the line, wow, what a shot. 5-3 lead now, and serve. Xu Xin finding his rhythm. Xu Xin. Ma Long perhaps just losing his footing a little bit there, a little slip there on the right-hand side. Look at the footwork, Xu Xin. Look at the angle. He's brushed the ball to the side. Yes, Ma Long did well to get that one, but just a little slip. Enough to open up the door for Xu Xin to play that forehand wide out Ma Long's backhand for a clear winner. Fantastic footwork from Xu Xin. Get that forehand in play as much as possible. Keep the pressure on Ma Long. Xu Xin using the reverse on the penhold grip backhand to flick the receive there against the Ma Long serve. A trait that's coming into the modern penhold game. 8-4 now, Xu Xin. Just misses that one. He did then use the reverse rubber again on the backhand. You can see perhaps from Xu Xin here. Just uses the reverse red rubber for the backhand lob. Just doesn't get to that one well enough. 8-5. Fantastic receive from Ma Long. One of his strong points, the backhand flick. Isn't always a powerful shot, but because it's spinning so much with topspin, very difficult to counteract it. Ma Long crawling his way back here in this second set. Xu Xin trying to take the initiative with the flick receive, but Ma Long so quick out that forehand side. Fantastic forehand cross court from Ma Long to level the score at 8-all. Xu Xin this time. stronger in the forehand-to-forehand exchange. Great backhand cross-court from Ma Long. Again, XU Xin not able to deal with it. So we're level pegging in this second set. I feel it's important for XU Xin, if he can secure it, to level the match at 1-all. If Ma Long secures it, he'll grow in confidence and continue to power on, I feel. So crucial points coming up. Ma Long, slight advantage, he has the serve. And he throws the topspin serve in. Ma Long, and XU Xin unable to control it. So set point for Ma Long with serve. Formidable forehands from Ma Long, that man, world number 1. So quick, so powerful, like a steam train. XU Xin didn't do anything really wrong for me there. Great receive. We'll just see him, he takes the initiative with a great forehand topspin, but Ma Long straight back at XU Xin, and XU Xin forced to retreat. And Ma Long's strength and persistence on that forehand side of his takes him through to secure the second set, so leads 2-0 in this first men's semi-final of the Hungarian Open, first event in the Pro Tour calendar this year. So 2-0, Ma Long. Ma Long to serve at the beginning of the third set. Incredible! Fantastic technique to deal with a topspin from an opponent and to drill it down the line in that fashion, like a bullet, like a rocket. XU Xin dealt very well with that very spinny little left forehand that Ma Long played. Well played, XU Xin. Oh, beautiful flick. Wonderful use of the wrist from the left-hander. Ball just popped slightly high, but he still had to put it away. Moved well, top of the bounce, breaking the wrist. Ball swinging from right to left, wide out Ma Long's forehand. Clearly looking for the forehand, XU Xin. He knows he has to try to bring his forehand into the rallies as much as possible. So he's looking for it. It's positive signs. But of course, Ma Long, very consistent. Great forehand flick over the net. Generates a lot of power. Needs to time it well. Good technique, speed. Wonderful flick this time from Ma Long, this time on the backhand. XU Xin struggling a little bit just to get himself fully flowing in this match. Down to the way in which Ma Long comes full tilt at his opponents, flicking, top spinning. forced error from XU Xin. Gives Ma Long 2-point advantage. XU Xin really needs to get going here. Otherwise, if this third set slips away, he'll be in dangerous territory. Slightly different serve, higher toss there. Perhaps he's looking just to throw in a little bit of variation. Try and stop the steam train, which is Ma Long. He's done well there, XU Xin. 2 points from serve. Again, the high toss. Ball flicking up a little bit, just set, and he's right over the table. Forehand flick from XU Xin. And a rare miss from the world #1. So XU Xin hanging in there. He's got the serve now. 2 good points on his last sequence. What can he do now here? At 7 points all in this vital third set. And there we see an example of Ma Long's defensive part of the game, blocking XU Xin round the table. And immediately switches into attacking mode once again with the backhand flick. Moves across the table, Ma Long. Flicks it hard into XU Xin. Cross court. XU Xin unable to deal with that one. So 9-7, Ma Long. Reverse backhand there from XU Xin, using the red rubber on the Penhold reverse backhand. And again, he certainly flicked with the reverse backhand, and I would say that was a reverse backhand block right over the table. Really difficult to get the timing of that right, but XU Xin mastered it. There you go, it was the reverse. Wonderful shot, off the bounce. Clear winner for XU Xin. Levels the score at 9 points all. Can he win this crucial third set? Ma Long leading 2-0, of course. Bending round this court from the XU Xin forehand. I thought Ma Long had that one. He played an amazing forehand counter topspin earlier on in the rally. There it was. Gave him the initiative again, but XU Xin somehow got wide. Put enough side topspin on it for Ma Long to then put it off the end of the table. So we're at 10 points all, and Ma Long to serve. Good control from XU Xin. A rare error from Ma Long on the backhand side there. So XU Xin has set point in this third set. wonderful. Managed to counteract the strong Malong flick against his serve. Counter topspin. And then a wonderful winner. The left-handed penhole player, XU Xin. Number 5 in the world. Fantastic attacking forehand there. Gives himself the initiative. Zips it out the angle. Wide out Malong's backhand. To win that set. 12 points to 10. So 2-1 now to Malong. And perhaps that'll give XU Xin the confidence that whilst he didn't really swing into gear in the first 2 sets as we know him, perhaps that will give him the impetus now to drive forward as the players come back to the table. The 4th set. Malong leading 2-1. XU Xin to serve. Not a bad forehand from XU Xin, but Malong, he's never far away. Counter spins for the winner. XU Xin again looking to get that forehand in, even if that means leaning right round on the backhand side. Wonderful agility. Oh, great forehand from XU Xin down the line. Powering his way now into this game. Leads 3-1. Back with the serve. Coming on the flick. XU Xin equal to it. Again, I think that's what XU Xin's looking to do, get that forehand in as much as he can. Once again going round on the backhand side, taking the initiative. Great counter topspin. Service from XU Xin had just drifted again. Malong did well to pick it up. That's a great counter topspin from XU Xin. And that's what he's got to keep doing. if he's going to keep the pressure on the world number one, Ma Long. And he is doing. Another error from Ma Long, forced by the topspin against the serve from XU Xin. So a 3-8 down. Ma Long changes the serve. Slightly higher toss serve. Secures the point. 8-4. XU Xin with serve. Lethal serve that he has, generated by that wrist action and very tacky rubber. And the reverse backhand over the table. This time parallel down Ma Long's backhand. Ma Long expecting it to be cross court. Good play from XU Xin. Changing it up, mixing it up. Good variation. This time Ma Long's backhand zips cross court. Great touch receive and a very early backhand wide out the left-handed forehand. Ma Long serving now. 4 points down. Again, goes for the high toss serve just to mix it up slightly. Fantastic rally there. Could have gone either way. Again, Ma Long deploying the high toss serve. And he's dominating there in this rally. XU Xin back from the table. Great counter top spins. Actually probably misses the easy one of the 3 or 4 counter top spins there. But serving now. 9-7. XU Xin. XU Xin did well there. Ma Long's been flicking most of the serves from XU Xin, but on that occasion he went for the touch. XU Xin reacted exceptionally quickly. May well have had it in mind that he was going to receive with a flick Ma Long, but the touch, XU Xin was on it. Very good flick. And another good serve. And XU Xin levels the match at 2 sets all. See in the replays, there's the reverse backhand from XU Xin. There's the pen hold grip backhand. And there he is going round on the backhand side. The 3 key shots of XU Xin. So evenly poised, 2 sets all in this first men's singles semi-final. XU Xin doing well to win the 3rd and 4th sets, having been 2-0 down. To start the 5th set, the word number 1, Ma Long. Incredible forehand parallel from Ma Long. Tremendous shot, well executed. Early counter topspin from XU Xin. Nothing wrong there from the XU Xin perspective. He'd served well. He opened up with a good third ball reverse backhand topspin, but Ma Long early off the bounce. Again, parallel, difficult to execute those ones, but he does it precisely. Wonderful shot from Ma Long. Again, Ma Long able to get in against the XU Xin serve, drifted slightly long, and followed up with a strong forehand topspin. Again, has he gone up a gear slightly now, Ma Long, after losing the last 2 sets. Now he has a 3-1 lead in the 5th. World-class backhand block from Ma Long during that exchange, followed up by a forehand. Superb. Relentless Ma Long, great service, and a customary third ball attack forehand right down the middle of the table. When he's on that sort of form, difficult to break down, attacking everything. Slight change of pace there from XU Xin. Reverse backhand, a little bit slower. Ma Long forcing it a little bit. So Ma Long aiming to be aggressive, keep the pressure on. And XU Xin looking to probably get that forehand in as best as he can, keep the pressure on Ma Long. There we go, there he does it. Which of these two players will see their tactics through the most? XU Xin doing well there. Great movement, great footwork. 5-4. So trailing 5-1 at one stage in this 5th set. XU Xin does well to bring it back to 5 points all. And with the serve, what can he conjure up in this sequence? Oh, beautifully read. Threw in the topspin serve, perhaps predictably, too predictably even. Ma Long flicked. XU Xin had the system in his mind, and he deployed the footwork, moving round on the backhand side. Has a great forehand winner cross court. And at a key stage in the match, Ma Long calls timeout, gives himself 60 seconds to regroup. He was 2 sets up, lost the next 2, and at 2 sets all. And with that winning shot from XU Xin, Ma Long just feeling the need to break the rhythm, compose himself. Here we see it again, great service action from XU Xin, using lots of wrist speed with the pen grip. And with that winner in the last point, XU Xin already back to the table. He leads now 6 points to 5. His confidence should be on the up, and a sign perhaps that Ma Long is not just so confident, needing the timeout, which has now come to an end. XU Xin with the second of his 2 serves now at 6-5. Can he conjure up another piece of magic? And it's almost same again. First class sequence again from XU Xin. Again, great service. Did drift a little bit long, so perhaps a little bit fortunate that Ma Long didn't accelerate at full speed on it, but nonetheless a difficult shot. Ma Long had kept the receive quite low. XU Xin was rounding onto it. A boomer of a forehand. So Ma Long now 5-7. Oh, and again, it's the third one in a row. It certainly is the key point of his game for this match. XU Xin, for the third time in a row, he gets round the backhand side and unleashes that forehand. So crucial point of this first men's semi-final here in Hungary. 2 sets all, 8-6, XU Xin. Oh, and again, XU Xin gets the forehand in. Ma Long looked as if he got himself back into the rally. Children enjoying the action. People taking photographs to remember this Pro Tour in Budapest. So XU Xin now, 3-point advantage. A service and an error from Ma Long. XU Xin now with 4 set points to take a 3-2 lead. From Ma Long. 11-7 for XU Xin. He's now won 3 sets on the trot. Could there be a little bit of an upset on the cards here in terms of seeding, in terms of world ranking? He looked a little bit lost through the first 2 sets, XU Xin. Ma Long looked to be on another power session. XU Xin has managed in the last 3 sets to play more of his customary forehand topspins from the left-handed backhand side of the court. And he's imposing himself now and has a 3-2 lead. Best of 7, of course, here. So requires 1 more set, XU Xin, to seal victory. And some of the locals looking to secure signatures from these world table tennis superstars who of course travel the world in their profession, and they're kicking off the 2012 GAC Group ITTF World Tour right here in Budapest, and it's XU Xin to serve. Oh, wonderful play from both players. Very impressive how XU Xin moves around the court. Wonderful footwork from side to side. Look, forehand from there, forehand again, forehand again. But fantastic parallel forehand there from Ma Long for a winner. World-class table tennis now in the SEMA arena. Again, very impressive. XU Xin, the movement. But again, Ma Long also so impressive. Takes that forehand off the bounce, creates the opening, plays the parallel shot. Great point. So a solid start to the 6th set from Ma Long. Oh, XU Xin showing his talents. not able to get back to play another forehand, but uses the reverse pen grip backhand to do a defensive chop, which doesn't actually appear to have too much spin in it, forcing Ma Long's topspin off the end. That's the tactic that's been working so well for XU Xin. Forehand topspin of his from his backhand side of the table. There you see him, he's moving around, just not timing that one well enough. But that's the tactic that's got him right back into this match, leading now 3-2 in sets. Oh, a little bit of fortune from both players. The Ma Long edge, decisive. Is that the face of a relieved man? Having watched that backhand drift long, but still clip the edge of the table. Disappointment, very obvious in XU Xin's face there. That's a great receive from XU Xin, right over the table. Great control, great feeling. Watched Ma Long's body, recognised the serve, and deployed the touch eloquently, accurately. Serving now at 3-5 down. Great spinny forehand from XU Xin that time. Ma Long had gone back a little bit from the table. XU Xin playing the slower topspin, which was very effective. And he's got himself right back in this set. XU Xin levels the points on 5-all. So once again, here in Hungary, the world #1, the 12-time winner on the Pro Tour circuit over the last 4 years, finds himself in a battle. He serves now at 5-all. Oh! Little acknowledgement. I was waiting to see if that was indeed a clean one. It did sound a little bit like a top edge. And the apology from XU Xin, the confirmation of that nonetheless. Secured the point. Oh, wonderful topspin, the topspin exchange. XU Xin moving from the left side, wide to the right. Fantastic parallel ball there. Wonderful play. And could the crowd be seeing the world #5 XU Xin securing a slightly surprising win over the world #1? He serves now at 7-5. Wasn't far away from XU Xin. Wonderful flick from Ma Long. Created the opportunity for him to attack. But XU Xin kept coming back at him. Passive, a little bit with the backhand, but counter top spinning on the forehand, and that one just goes wide. So second serve of 2 from XU Xin. Goes for the heavy backspin. Ma Long, no fear, even in these situations, tight score, goes for the aggressive flick. There's a trait of his, usually works. But he trails 8-6 here with service, and he's 3-2 down in sets. Groans from the crowd suggest that that one wasn't too far away. Went for the reverse backhand. Not far indeed. strong points from Ma Long. What you would expect from a world number one. Key points secured. Back to the magician server, XU Xin. Could do with a good sequence now. Went for the spinny opening forehand. Long was equal to it. Punched the backhand just a little bit wide. And XU Xin not able to get there quick enough. Another two solid points against serve from Ma Long. He's won 4 points on the trot here and has 2 set points to level the match on 3 sets all and take us into the decisive 7th and final set. And will he go for the high toss serve, which he's been using to change, or will he stick with the short?
Tennis you'll see anywhere in the world, right here in Budapest. Both players giving it all. The crowd enjoying. Fantastic topspin to topspin, amazing footwork. XU Xin digs that one nearly off the floor. Ma Long deploys the angle. XU Xin equal to it. Wonderful footwork, wonderful speed. And a great point to win for XU Xin, keeps him in this set. So Ma Long has his 2nd set point. Again with serve. Will he go for the high toss or the short toss? Ma Long. 6th set secured. So this first men's semi-final going to go down to the wire. It's ding-dong at the ping-pong here. XU Xin, superb forehands from all over the court. That's what he's got to try to do. Getting round the backhand side. Ma Long, he's looking to be as consistently aggressive as he has been there, certainly in the first 2 sets, and in large parts of that 6th set. He'll want to remove any of those errors that he did make in sets 3, 4 and 5, which he lost, but he's got himself right back in here. Table tennis of the highest order. Let's see how the tactics unfold. Let's see how the deciding set in this first semi-final pans out. And to start the 7th and final set, it's Ma Long.
spinnier ball there from Ma Long. Didn't perhaps come through as quick as Xu Xin was expecting. So Ma Long with a 3-1 lead early on here. Bad miss from Xu Xin. And this time he decides it's time for his timeout. Each player, of course, allowed a timeout once in a game. Umpire signalling timeout. The other umpire places the timeout triangle with the countdown clock on it on Xu Xin's side of the table. And there is Xu Xin, just reflecting. Not a great start in this final set. 4-1 down. Chance for him to just take a break. Get back to the tactic, using the serve, getting the forehand in from the backhand side, trying to keep the pressure on Ma Long. So far, it's Ma Long who has executed his tactic effectively. Good, solid serving, followed by aggressive top spinning. Let's see how this then continues, and if the timeout will help Xu Xin. It's Ma Long serving. Good restart by Xu Xin. Nice forehand topspin. Now back with the serve. As ever, can he conjure up that magic with his awesome serves and his third ball forehands? Oh. Ma Long's flick catching the edge of the table. So at the halfway point, as the players change ends, it's Ma Long who has the advantage. Just see it again here. Backhand flick. Nothing Xu Xin can do. One of the cruelties of table tennis. Left-handed, fades the ball out. Ball moves from left to right as we're looking at it. Way out Ma Long's forehand. Again from the word number one. Xu Xin, I felt, did well there. He had a great backhand block. Topspin there, sorry, as you see it. A great forehand there. Got back well into the middle of the court. Great footwork. But Ma Long spots the gap and efficiently executes the parallel forehand for the winner. Takes a 6-3 lead now. Oh, wonderful reverse backhand flick from Xu Xin. He's hanging in there. He's prepared to risk it. He's prepared to change it. That's a great flick out the dangerous side of Ma Long, the forehand side. But the element of surprise, enough to see that flick be a winner. So Xu Xin serves now at 4-6. Oh. He's gone for a fast parallel serve there. Again, probably trying to catch Ma Long out, trying to mix it up a little bit. May well have done so. I think Ma Long was already en route to the net for the short receive. But unfortunately for Xu Xin, it was a service fault into the net. But perhaps the fact that he tried that one, Xu Xin, in the previous serve, just gave Ma Long a little bit of doubt as to where the next serve was going to go. Didn't seem quite prepared for that one. The feet got stuck. Even for somebody of his level. Didn't connect. Point for Xu Xin. Ma Long now serving. 2-point advantage. Ma Long did well there. XU Xin, fantastically disguised flick as he came in for the receive. Broke the wrist at the last minute, left-handed, pushed Ma Long wide. But Ma Long fast enough to play forehand topspin, follow it up with another strong forehand topspin, and the clenched fist. And the vocal input from Ma Long gives you an indication of how important this is for him. For both these players, Ma Long now serving at 8-5. Goes for the heavy backspin serve, Ma Long. XU Xin misreading, pops it into the net. A bit like the ace scenario in tennis, although we also have aces in table tennis when the ball actually goes past the other player. So XU Xin now 5-9. Wow, superb table tennis. That's such a crucial part in this match. Both players giving it all. Ma Long bending his back there to get that forehand in. XU Xin coming in close to the table, having been away from the table. And with the defensive backhand chop, Ma Long concedes the point. XU Xin's footwork again, mighty impressive as he moves across the court, playing forehands at every opportunity. But he still trails 6-9, XU Xin. Phenomenal flick from XU Xin. Playing with an element of risk, but at 6-9 down in the final set, I guess that's what has to be done. Follows it up with a forehand that Ma Long can't match. So we're right down to the wire here. Ma Long with service. XU Xin looking still relaxed, focused. Two serves for the world number one now. Tremendous XU Xin. Again, the tactic. Get that forehand in, and every chance opened it up with a wonderful backhand reverse flick wide and moved round to execute the forehand. Down the line. Great stuff from XU Xin. And what will Ma Long come back with now at 9-8? Table tennis of the highest order in the highest of pressured situations. Incredible. Reverse flick from XU Xin. Powerful forehand from Ma Long. And an incredible counter reverse backhand topspin from XU Xin. Gives the crowd something to think about now. 3 sets all, 9 points each. XU Xin serving. And again, the vocal input from Ma Long and the clenched fist. An indication of what this means to him. XU Xin just not able to convert the reverse backhand flick this time. Nothing like a let service at this point in the match to keep all of our nerves tingling. Two wonderful returns from Ma Long at 9-all. Prevents XU Xin from getting into the rally. And it's Ma Long who breathes a sigh of relief, the world number one. Two fantastic tight receives there over the table. And On both occasions, XU Xin misses the flick. Ma Long, delighted to have once again survived, the sign of a true champion. Won a massive quarter-final in 7 sets and now secures his place in the final later on at 16:45 here in Budapest with another 7-set thriller against XU Xin. And there's the confirmation of Ma Long's place in the final. And coming up next, the second men's singles semi-final, which will be contested between Adrian Hrusan of Romania and Ju Si-hook of the Republic of Korea.